Thank you for suggesting I delete some stuff. So what are some other consequences?
Right now,
Yeah.
the consequence is he's removed from the situation and he has to sit in timeout for 10 seconds.
Okay, so he hits the pier. Is he immediately removed?
Mhm.
Or does, here's my question, what happens immediately after he hits the pier? Does he turn and smile at somebody? Does he look to his teacher to see if she sees? I mean, what happens immediately after? I'm just wondering.
You know, it would be interesting to observe, to really observe, because I've been like,
Trying to
I mean,
teach.
that's why,
Sure.
yeah, that's why it's hard for teachers, but, because I'm in the classroom acting as a para, so
Yes.
I'm not just observing and collecting data, so I see why it's so hard for teachers, because you're involved, you know, I mean,
It's hard to be
Like, what
removed
is-
from it.
well, he hits a pier, and
The pier cries
the
out.
pier cries,
So pier cries out.
okay,
I mean, really,
cries out,
any immediate consequence?
cries out,
Does he look at the peer? Does he look at the teacher? I just wonder if he's, because I think sometimes going a little deeper into the function of behavior is how you can figure that out.
somebody says, you know, somebody, usually an adult says, you know, you hurt your friend,
So, maybe write that
you
down.
know,
Yeah.
it corrects him verbally, so
Verbally.
verbally corrects, I'm not
Yeah.
sure if they,
So still giving him that direct attention.
so, right, verbal correction.
Just interesting, yeah.
And, you know, she's had a lot of turnover,
Yeah, well,
so but they're trying to do this.
I put that down as an antecedent.
Oh, yeah, staff turnover, yeah, definitely.
Staff turnover, different staff every day, or whatever it is, you know, I mean, that's, how long has he been doing this for, too? Since he came in, or?
Yeah,
I put that down as an, I think
Since
antecedents are
again.
the most fascinating, because I think that's how you really find the root cause of the behavior.
mm-hmm.
Like I said, going through the behavior equation and putting this
Mhm.
information down just makes it, it gives you more understanding. Now, let's talk real quick about what I thought was so funny though was that one day when you showed me the video, when you were trying to videotape, I thought it was a great idea to kind of show how
Mhm.
a live rehearsal went,
Mhm.
and you put his camera on and he totally turned, he's like, hey!
Mhm.
So that was fascinating that once the consequence changed,
Mm-hmm.
where you were like, show him the video camera, he was
Mhm.
like, hey friend!
Yeah.
That to me showed me this behavior can be shaped. Going
And
back to our original thought.
He's
This showed me-
usually sometimes he'll walk, but usually somebody's like physically carrying him to timeout.
So he might like that. That might be that, you know, close. He
Well, it
might
kinda-
like pressure. Who knows? You know.
Yeah, carrying a timeout, and he escalates. He kind of escalates before he calms down. But sometimes though, he's getting to where
I'd
he'll
love to go
just
with you sometime and go and look at it. Like, and just because I have not been in there and be totally objective and just
Uh-huh.
do these. If that'd be okay with you, Mariah, I think it'd be interesting and to show her really
yeah.
what the consequence is. What immediately after.
Gosh.
It would be interesting.
I don't know. He's getting attention, but
Well, and this is what we all. This is why I go back to our last one here. We said refer back to
And
knowing the behavior
sometimes
equation.
because he doesn't want to sit at circle time. So I guess being removed from the group is not, he's not having to sit at circle time.
And that's why, like, as we know, this is such a big componentry, but I think having this and understanding this behavior
Mhm.
equation
Yeah.
can help us to eventually shape behavior. If we
Mhm.
know what's going on, what time.
Because
that's
right
gonna
now
help
I'm
us
just
shape it.
speaking in generality.
Right.
But it would be interesting to observe it and actually, right when it happens, write down exactly what.
Yeah, and like I said, if I can help with do that something or want me to, I also have some motivation assessment skills to do. But I hope this training helped.
Yes.
I would love for you to do kind of a quick overview. I tried to model and,
Even for-
what exactly I would do as part of the training. Maybe you can, did I hit all the areas, do you think, Renee, that I did the hand, I
Yeah.
want you to check and
Yeah.
check all the
Yeah.
areas. Do you want to try to do kind of a behavior rehearsal on this? before you give the little thing to Tara, little presentation.
Oh, okay.
Would that be okay?
Okay. So good. Okay. So handout. Okay. So here's a handout that talks about behavior, because the focus of this.
And this might help you.
Okay. The focus of this is
The tip of the iceberg, really.
the tip of the iceberg, and we're focusing on collecting data so we understand the challenging behavior, and because it's the
Shape and behavior.
shaping behavior. Oh, okay, sorry. So
That's
we're
okay.
so we are. I'm sorry, I'm messing up.
I'm like, this is why we practice.
Okay, so
This is what I did not do before, so I'm sorry. So this I think
we're going
will
to
be good.
talk about shaping behaviors through using behavior
equation.
equations.
It's the
So,
ABCs.
okay, so what happens before the antecedent, the trigger, the actual behavior, and then the maintaining consequences. Because
Okay.
the actual behavior is only the tip of the iceberg.
Perfect.
And what's causing it is all this unmet need underneath.
Okay.
And we have to figure out what the unmet need is.
Okay.
So the ABCs, the behavior equation, ABCs, so the antecedent, setting the trigger could be a change in physical surroundings, social circumstances, or the behavior of others.
Okay.
Behavior, specific action that a person does that can be observed.
Like what?
Specific action a person does that can be observed. I don't know what this feeling words versus descriptive words, what's that
I
mean?
kind of didn't really go into that.
Okay.
I mean,
But-
I just like that
Okay.
sentence there.
Hits peer.
Okay.
You know,
Drinks coffee.
drinks coffee,
Mhm.
falls down, crashes, I don't know.
Rides his bike.
Yeah. What, and then the consequence. What happens immediately afterwards?
Perfect.
And,
Okay.
and this is I was wondering, when I do peer-to-peer, could we fill out the form based on this?
Perfect. Yeah, I think it's
Because I
great.
think that would be helpful, because it's hard.
Okay.
It's hard to talk about. Well, the way you did your paycheck was interesting, but I feel
That'd
like
be-
this would
that'd
be
be more
better.
meaningful?
Yeah, I
Perfect.
think so.
I'm gonna change that on this too. Okay.
What?
That you're gonna
Okay.
explain Madison review setting and then fill out on Madison. Okay, I'll add that in there.
So it made me realize when we were talking about the behavior of the little boy
Yeah.
that
Like I said, I don't want to give you too much information either, and I feel
I
like
wasn't-
I get so excited about stuff.
no,
like
this is really good, and it's making me realize why it is so important to collect data, because
It is.
just meeting and talking about the behaviors in general is a lot harder, because you don't have like the data that's collected at the actual time. You know
I
what
agree.
I mean?
I agree. I think it really helps.
So of course you can talk about these things, but just to really find a pattern, you have
Yeah.
to have the data.
Yep.
And it has to
I
be
agree.
taken for a period of time.
Yes.
And I actually do feel like I'm understanding for the first time why it's so important.
Well, good. Good. I think that's good.
Because you know,
It's like-
it's like why? It's like, oh, collect data. We already know what the behavior is.
I know.
But it's not.
it's
We're not.
this.
It's not specific.
We don't always know what the antecedents are. The real
Yeah,
antecedent of it is.
yeah.
I agree. I think this is a fascinating topic.
But anyway,
So, and then you're gonna ask me to read the Madison
okay.
example.
So we'll read. I'm going to ask her to read the
Yep.
example,
Yeah.
and then rather than
And going into this.
well,
turn
I
the
want
page and asking her.
first I want her. Yeah. Then first we'll fill out the AB sheet together
on this,
based
yep.
on this. I mean,
Perfect.
it's filled out for us here, but maybe we could try.
Okay.
Maybe I could. We
Let's
could do
practice.
it without looking. Okay.
Just practice doing it. So I say,
So,
okay, so behavior.
so Tara, here's the Madison in housekeeping, and somebody comes and selects a purse. Madison shouts no and bites Emily. Teacher comes over and asks Madison to go to the thinking chair and takes Emily to the bathroom
I'm
to
leaving,
look at the
guys.
bike.
Okay.
Bye.
Have a good weekend.
You too. After 4 minutes, Madison leaves the thinking chair and returns to housekeeping. She grabs the purse Emily has selected and continues to play. Emily leaves the bathroom with the teacher and then begins an art activity where the teacher is present. Okay, so the setting event. Setting event would be they're in housekeeping during sinners. Oh, the antecedent. Okay.
I always start with, what do you think the behavior is?
Okay, the behavior. Okay, what is the behavior? The behavior was
She shoves.
no bites.
Okay,
No,
so-
and she bites.
I wrote that down.
Maybe I won't look.
Okay.
I want to do it with.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the antecedent was another child came in and started playing with the toy she was playing with.
Child played with toy. I also think, it could be that Madison's in housekeeping. Maybe this happens when she's in housekeeping. Maybe if a child came in and played with a different toy, we don't know. Housekeeping. Child took toy. She also.
And then the consequence is, it's funny, the planned consequence is she goes to timeout and the other little girl is comforted. And if we were just talking about this if we were just talking about this in general, like we were a minute ago, I would have said, well, the consequence is he goes to timeout. But really the consequence was she gets to go back to housekeeping and have the toy.
I know.
So that's what, so there's nothing.
Right.
That's what's maintaining the behavior.
Okay.
So
So maybe what we'll do is have Tara really be like, Tara, try filling this out and give her a few minutes.
Yeah.
And I'll be in here too to coach you through that, and then we see how that goes. So good. I think that sounds great, Renee. So we went over the Madison, and then do you want her to try to pick a behavior at the end, or do you think? I think it'd be kind of interesting to have her try to say, is there behavior even at your home? Like, you don't have to
we could do her son because we've.
Her son. Oh, the bathroom issue. He's going pee in her bedroom.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that'd be interesting to kind of do an ABC.
Maybe, just kind of talk about it. And she could even collect data. We'll make a plan for her to collect data at home, and then we can.
Yeah. But I think then at the end, just bringing it back to, the reason these behavior equations, like you said, are so important, the components, is that then you are able to better shape the behavior. I mean, I think you need to know the exact consequence and behavior. And so let's find a time that works for Tara, and we can do this, and then maybe and then I can debrief with you about how this went with her.
Okay, so are we going to do? Have you already done live coaching?
I did it with Molly, but I'd like to do it with you guys again. If that's okay, if you would train Tara on this.
Okay.
Is she here this afternoon?
Well, that's not peer-to-peer?
I think Lori, tell me if I'm wrong. I think Lori felt like the live coaching was okay. I think we could do a live coaching peer-to-peer kind of thing.
Okay.
I kind of felt like it was kind of the same because it's weird.
I know, yeah.
It's kind of a weird thing right now because I already did it, but I think it was more the peer-to-peer. So
Okay.
I think we could call it both, and if Lori's,
what I'm learning is how to fill out the form, and how consequences shape behavior by teaching someone else that's live and it's peer-to-peer. Okay.
I don't think Tara knows any of this because she's a speech. I think she's a really good peer to have.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
And we work with her. So thank you. Thanks, Lori. I hope this works.